let's do the Care Bear countdown. We've got another Brass Pittsburgh update. We've got some new Kickstarter news. We got some more games coming to Steam, as well as the usual what's been added to BGG. I'm boardgames James. This is your roll and bite for August 27th. Starting off strong, Roxy is of course telling us more about Brass Pittsburgh. This time the oil industry mechanics that goes through the life of John D. Rockefeller in the time period. And so here we're going to be building oil wells onto the board. When we build them, you're going to flip a random tile, and that's going to show how much oil you get there. And then that oil needs to be transported via pipeline to one of the hubs on the board. This is actually going to give you points if you travel through someone else's line or your own line. Once it's actually into one of the cities, then it can be used just like how beer was used in Birmingham in order to pay for and ship the kerosene products, which is new, as well as any of the manufactured goods. So that is really cool. And then the oil is allowed to be transported over any of the rail networks that are in there. Next up, more board games coming to Steam Canvas this time. They're going to be bringing all of the different art cards as well as features for remote play through Steam, which is really cool because only one of you needs to own a copy of the game to play with your friends, as well as you can do a local multiplayer, as well as you can play against local AI for all of the fun games. That's going to be launching on October 27th and is currently in a beta testing phase on Steam. On Kickstarter, we've got Ivy Studios gearing up for their next one called Honor's End, although their previous Kickstarter is still fulfilling, so we'll see how well that timing lines up. And of course, if you want to blast from the past, you can go in and back the Care Bears TCG. This is a great way to get your kids hooked on the TCG trend really, really early, as well as give you a blast from the past. Now, some games that I've seen added to BGG that I don't have any press on yet is a new roll and write set in the Quest for El Dorado mythos, and this one is currently only in German, so it might be a little bit before we get some announcements on that one, and an expansion to Shackleton Base, which is going to add 3 new corporations as well as an India player that you can play as, so additional variety in picking your starting countries. And so this one is adding tunnels. So any of you that have 3D printed the domes, we might have to find a way to add in some kind of mechanism in order to show up all these tunnels, because you're now going to be able to stack domes on top of each other on the board. I don't have any great deals for you this week, so make sure you go onto my website, boardgamesjames.com, for all of these links, and you can check out some awesome merch like this. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.